is Miami Day, and you're listening to the One Bar and Lupicus Show.
All right, welcome back to the One Bar and Lupicus Show. I am One Bar. In this episode, we're going to be talking about some storylines for the Vikings headed into San Francisco. We did not have a scoring with the enemy this week, which was very sad, but we're going to try to catch up on a few things that we're probably going to talk about in that, get ourselves ready for the big NFC matchup game this Sunday afternoon. Before we get into that, remember, subscribe to the channel, like the videos. Let's get to 4,500 subs. Also, hit up that Patreon link down below in the description, only $2 a month. Lupicus and I will actually be doing our holiday card that we'll be sending out to all the Patreons, so be sure to sign up just for that damn card. But yes, let's talk about it. I'm not going to do like a full-blown preview by any means, just some really high-level talkers, things to keep an eye on when the Vikings head to San Francisco, both coming off back-to-back wins to get themselves back not only to 500, but as of now, if the playoffs were today, they would both be in the playoffs. Each team riding high, confidence is high. So whoever wins this game obviously will be a game above 500, which is huge. I mean, considering they were both 3-5 a couple weeks ago, huge step. This game isn't getting enough run, I don't think, as it should, because really ripping off 3 in a row. Damn, this is big time for each team. So 49ers, let's talk about their pass defense. That is obviously the big thing that they got going for them. Third in the league against the pass. I think they're giving up a little bit over 200 yards a game. A lot of that is because of their cornerback, Emmanuel Mosley, who is damn good. A lot of that isn't because of Josh Norman, and that's why I want to talk about this. Josh Norman, whoever he's on, I mean, Thielen, Jefferson, whoever Norman is on is going to have himself a day. There's just no way around it. This is not the Josh Norman of 2015. Josh Norman appears to be having a season on par with bad Rashad Breeland, even though Breeland has played well the last couple of weeks. So 202 yards, but they can be had. It looks like they like to give up that short game, little dink and dunks, which kind of scares me, because if we start getting in that rhythm, we might be stuck in that rhythm all day. Hopefully Kirk Cousins continues to let that thing fly regardless of this pass defense, but it is good. And we just have to admit that, and we're gonna have to deal with that. And hopefully we can break that mold. The other big talker, Brian O'Neill against Nick Bosa. I'm sure everybody remembers the playoff game where Nick Bosa, big old cheap shot to Brian O'Neill, knocked Brian O'Neill out of that game. O'Neill's been asked about it this week. He's pretty much said it's water under the bridge. It's nothing. I don't believe him. I want Brian O'Neill to put him in the dirt. I want him in the ground. Bosa having himself a fantastic season, 10 sacks. I think the last couple of games he's been pretty hot too. So he's got quite the matchup ahead of him, but deep down, I hope Brian O'Neill is just pissed off. Brian O'Neill doesn't seem to be a guy that shows a ton of emotion, but I hope he remembers everything about getting knocked on his ass, blindsided by Bosa, which was BS. Vikings defensive line. Yes, we have to talk about this. Yikes. I mean, we signed Tayshaun Bauer this week. That's how bad this is getting. Tomlinson is on the COVID list. So right now, our defensive line is going to be some sort of mixture of DJ Wanham, Armon Watts, Sheldon Richardson, Eddie Yarbrough, maybe some Patrick Jones in that mix. That's not fantastic. Jimmy G is going to have some time. Jimmy G is not a guy who's going to come out and throw for 450 yards, 4 touchdowns, no interceptions, but he is a guy that if he has time, he can pick you apart. He can pick you apart with those short passes, and especially when you got a guy like Deebo Samuel, Brandon Ayuk, George Kittle. Giving him time does not get me excited. So it's a hope, a Hail Mary that one of these guys just steps up and has a good game. And the Niners, they got a pretty good offensive line as well. We know they got Trent Williams. So that will be big time. And not only just getting to the quarterback, but also stopping the run. Whoever is running the ball for San Francisco, they can definitely put some yards up on the ground. So that is definitely, defensive line is definitely the scariest part about, at least for me, going into this game. Let me know in the comments below what scares you the most about this game. But defensive line scaring the crap out of me. Another thing that scares the crap out of me is a guy I just mentioned, Deebo Samuel. This guy is playing at a whole nother level. At this point, he's kind of like Justin Jefferson. You can't stop him. You just hope to contain him. The difference is Deebo Samuel can do it on the ground as well. He almost had 100 yards rushing last week. He might have had 100. I think it was high 90s, but they're rushing him out of the backfield. They're doing anything to get his hands on the ball. And Patrick Peterson's going to have his work cut out for him, because my guess is he's going to be on Mr. Deebo Samuel, but he's going to be everywhere. And I wouldn't doubt one damn bit if they put him in the backfield to go against this defensive line that the Vikings have. So Deebo, he's becoming one of the best in the league, and we're going to have a front row seat to what he can offer on Sunday. One of the last things is just Kirk Cousins and the Vikings' aggressiveness lately. They got to keep that on. They got to keep the gas on that thing. If they try to come out and just start doing the dinking and dunking against this San Francisco team, it is not going to work out well. We gotta play balls to the wall. We got to do exactly what they've been doing the last couple of weeks. Throw that thing to Jefferson. Jefferson's got like over 300 yards in the last 2 games, just been lighting it up. But got to do it. Gotta happen. We got to play like there's no tomorrow, and it's going to all revolve around Kirk Cousins. So those are my big talkers. Let me know your talkers down in the comments. How is your confidence level going into this game? What scares you about the Niners? What does not scare you about the Niners? Hit up that Patreon link, hit up that like button, and subscribe. And we'll be back later. We got game predictions coming up. It's going to be a busy weekend, so stay tuned.